Okay, so what I'm going to do is place this truck into this scene. So what I want to do is paint some grass in the foreground. So again, quick mask mode is really good for this kind of thing as well. So what I'm going to do is just start with object selection tool, and I'm going to make my image smaller, and I'm just going to very roughly paint around the edge of that grass. It's a bit of a test for the object selection tool to see how well it does. And I had the wrong layer selected, so it didn't do very well at all, so I'm going to do that again. Okay, happens all the time. Okay, and it's done an okay job, so I'm going to make that into a selection. Now I could make it into a layer mask, but the problem with that is I now can't see the rest of the image, so it makes it tricky to paint the edges out. So instead of creating a layer mask, I'm going to go to quick mask mode, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to grab my brush tool and select a brush. So maybe a special effects brush, something like that. Okay, this isn't ideal, but just gives you an idea. Make it a bit smaller. And when I paint with black, you'll notice it extends the edge. So what I'm going to do is just roughly paint a rough shape in. Making sure I get all those bits of grass. Then I'm going to make my brush a lot smaller and switch to white. And I'm going to start just biting into that. Now, I'm using a mouse. You can hear me clicking away there. I much prefer to use a Wacom tablet because then you can use pressure sensitivity to get these nice, soft kind of brush strokes. But I'm just going really roughly over the edge. You can see how rough I'm being. And then I'm going to switch to the smudge tool. And with the smudge tool, I'm just going to smudge it up and down. A lot of the work that I do is storyboarding and animatics and concept art. And for that, you don't have to be really precise. You just have to get a rough idea of what's needed. Now, if I then switch out of quick mask mode, you'll see that's made a selection. And if I now make that into a layer mask, you'll see I've got nice soft edges on the grass. Okay, so quick mask mode allows me to see where those edges are and create that nice soft selection, as opposed to using a layer mask where that's all I would see. I can't really tell what the image is at all. So that's how you can use quick mask mode and the pen tool to create these nice selections. Now, the one thing that I want to show you before I finish, notice that this window is completely see-through. What we're going to do is we're just going to switch on the layer mask for this. Instead of making it black, what I'm going to do is select that. So let's choose the magic wand tool. And I'm going to fill it, instead of with black, with 50% grey. Okay, and now when I come out of there, you'll see it's semi-transparent now instead of completely transparent. Now, I don't really want that to be transparent at all, so I'm going to go back into my mask. I'm going to fill it with white. But I'm going to go back to my paths and load. Which window was it? It was... I don't have it, so let me see if I've got it in my selections. Okay. I'm very quickly going to select it because I think I've deleted the path that I was looking for. So let's go back into paths. Let's select this window here. So grab my pen tool. And then this one here. Okay, I'm going to click away and then select both of those, make that into selection, and then in my layer mask, fill it with 50% grey. And now you'll see that if I move that van up and down, you can see through the window, but we've still got all the glass reflections. And that's because when you fill it with 50% grey, you're getting semi-transparent areas. Okay, so that's a little bit about using paths, quick mask mode, and layer masks to create all sorts of different kinds of selections.